very warm welcome to the channel. My name is James and this is the James N. Cooper Show. Hit that subscribe button right now with the thumbs up. Now, the South China Sea is a complicated issue, and let me see if I can debunk it for you or make it a lot simpler. Here you can see a picture of the South China Sea. You can see countries like the Philippines, Vietnam, China, Taiwan, Malaysia, Brunei, and a little bit on the bottom left-hand side of Indonesia. But who controls this sea, and why do people want to control it? Now, this is the thing which I don't really understand. Every country has a set distance between the land and, you could say, their sea border, and it's usually about 12 miles, and the rest is international water. Here you can see who claims the South China Sea at the moment. You've got Taiwan, China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and the Philippines. This is what China claims, and they have the 9-dash line. You can see it clearly there, and it overlaps a lot of the other countries' intentions of the ownership of the South China Sea. Why is it important? Well, firstly, it's an international shipping line with about 25% or something like that, 25% of the world's trade going through this area. Now, who wouldn't like to control that? You could say it's similar to like the Suez Canal or even the Panama Canal. It's an area which the ships will go down, and they need to get the goods brought to us, so to speak. Now, America does have many bases around there in the Philippines. They have some in, you could say, Taiwan, but we don't know much about that at the moment, apart from speculations from people on YouTube. Also Okinawa in Japan, and also in South Korea. They do have this. And the US government or military presence there promoting peace and stability. Now, whatever you think of your government, if you're in a foreign part of the world, you do want peace and stability. Shipping, manufacturing, global trade, want it. And here's the thing, who would you actually trust with the maintenance or the control of this area of the world? Would you like Russia? Would you like Iran? Would you like China? Or would you like the United States? Or you could say many kind of countries would promote these peace and stability, maybe like Australia. You would go for a democratic, you can say, Western country, because even though they do go to the different places like Iraq and where else, Afghanistan, for example, I do think their main intention is to promote peace and stability. Now, maybe you think I'm absolutely loopy and have no idea, but here's a question. Would you like this guy to be controlling that area of the world when you could say he's a two-faced liar? And he would be really nice to Biden, Trump, Putin, but there are so many times when he said one thing and then it's the opposite. The Panama Papers are the best example in recent history. It's time for a quick commercial break. We'll be back. This is my lunch. Toasty tuna and tomato cheesy sandwiches. So unhealthy, but really delicious. And welcome back. Lovely sandwiches. So you can see it gets rather confusing. And is China pulling their strings because they are the biggest country in the region? Is bigger better? Well, let's find out with Google. We can read to understand it more clearly. The South China Sea contains the world's most important shipping lanes. The main route to and from Pacific and Indian Ocean ports is through the Strait of Malacca and the South China Sea. Generally, oil and minerals move north, and food and manufacturers and manufactured goods move south. We can continue a little bit more. China's government claims dispute sovereignty over the vast majority of the sea. Its southern neighbors assert that some of the islands of the sea rightfully belong to them. Now, we've seen this with some of the islands there, and I think the main reason why they are disputing this now more than ever is that they discovered oil and gas, black gold, so to speak. So you can see why they want to get control of it. We can continue a bit further, and both the People's Republic of China and the Republic of China, that's mainland China and Taiwan, commonly known as Taiwan, claims that the entire body as their own. Their claims within what is known as the 9-dash line, which claims to overlap virtually every other country in the region. So, in a nutshell, it boils down to money, if you think of it like this. Firstly, the shipping lanes. That if you control the shipping lanes, you can charge the shipping countries like the Suez and Panama Canal a bucket load of money for a safe journey from A to B. And also the oil there, which is becoming quite a rare commodity nowadays. And if you have you could allow legally to dig up the oil or whatever is there, then your country is going to get richer. It'll become richer. Black oil. We can go a bit further. This is an article from The Guardian all those years ago. China claims it's most extensive and most controversial. It's marked out by the South China Sea by the so-called 9-dash line. I think that's been made longer by 10 or 12-9, claiming its historic rights. In 2013, the Philippines took to this international tribute to The Hague, which ruled against China. Beijing, however, refused to take part in the hearings and rejects the ruling. Well, China doesn't, you could say, respect the international court, for example, if it doesn't suit them. But when it does, they will use it. You can see. The thing is, the people in China, fine, no problem. It's just the government, and it's this awful dictator Xi Jinping, which just has changed it and actually made China worse. He is going to have the legacy of COVID-19. He's not going to have the legacy of what he did for China, because he's done, well, he's got richer, yeah. He's done a couple of trains. He's made the city's facade more beautiful. There are more jobs, but this was actually before he came to power. So he's just really, well, screwed things up. It's a really nice sandwich. I wish you were here to smell. So what do you think is the solution for this? Do you think all these countries should get together and have a negotiation? Or do you think it should be like a lot of the other countries, that you have the sea in front of your country, for example, and 12 miles is yours, but beyond that is international? When it comes to international waters, who should be controlling it? Shouldn't it be, let's say, the South China Sea? couldn't it be like one part is the Philippines and another part is Malaysia and another part is Vietnam and another part is China, for example? That may be a solution. Who should have the oil in these islands that we talked about, and where China's built some military bases, and they even claim there's no military there, where there's enough evidence to say that it is. So who should do this? Well, it should be an international court which everyone accepts, including China and other countries as well. And then they can make a final hearing. Why can't they share this? So instead of just being one country, couldn't it be a United Nations of countries who would actually share the wealth of the oil, so to speak, and working as a team rather than fighting about it, because no one's made any money from it at all. It's also a claim for the fishing rights as well. Now, China doesn't really obey the fishing laws or these, they just catch everything, put it into a ship, and then bring it back to China. And you've seen some of these big shipping trawlers going over as far to the other side of the Pacific to go fishing. And people are sort of like, they don't want to go close because they have the old saying, once again, bigger is better. You know what I'm trying to say. And the whole thing gets quite confusing after a while. And will it be resolved? Oh, maybe. It goes into, so does America have the right to patrol the South China Sea? Well, if it's in international waters and they're there as a peacekeeping and prompting safety for other countries' vessels to go through the sea, yeah, why not? But they have a matter of trust with it. If China's navy is very big indeed, they don't have any experience related. Would it be trusted, or would it be like a toll gate? Hold on, stop a minute. Yeah, okay, 2,100 kilos of goods. Well, yes, that will be $1 million to us, please. Thank you very much. So it is all, unfortunately, related to money, and freedom of passage should be there. Again, countries' borders, they have the land border and the sea border is one thing. Rabbiting on there, but you get my drift. Again, it's politics from all these different countries, and these countries truly are being bullied by bigger is better China. So leave a comment if you agree or disagree. Leave a comment if you got the solution for it. And please do share this video with your friends on your social media, and make sure you subscribe, like, and if you feel generous enough, well, you can donate to the channel so I can feed my pussycats. God bless all. Thank you for listening and spending your time. I will wish you a happy day wherever you are. Now I'm really going to eat my sandwich because it's just so fantastic. Bye-bye. Mmm.